Welcome back to Dropped In. I am beyond stoked to be here with you today and share a microdose hit of magic and medicine with you. Today, we're not just talking business, we're talking embodiment. We're talking about how your literal body is the most intelligent, magnetic, strategic business asset you'll ever have. If you've ever found yourself forcing, spiraling, second guessing, launching from your head instead of your hips, this episode is your permission slip to come home to you, to your self-sourced power, to move from your feminine, to let aliveness lead, to let your pleasure, your peace, be your plan. And by the end of this, my intention is that you don't just understand it, you feel it in your bones. Let's grow, baby. So let's be honest. So many women in business, especially visionaries like you, are operating from strategies that were never designed for your nervous system, for your cycle, for your sensuality, for your superpower. We were taught that planning equals safety, that control is power, that hustle gets results. And sure, it can, but it will also rob your body of her rhythm. The old model says push harder, post daily, optimize everything. But your body says pause, breathe, wait for the wave. Can you hear her? I want you to check in right now. Where in your business have you been overriding your body? Where have you silenced the whisper that says, there's another way? Because there is another way, and she's already alive inside you. So what do I mean when I say your body is your best business plan? Let's break it all the way down. Your body holds the most accurate data you'll ever need. Your turn on equals your direction. Your tension equals your misalignment. Your pleasure equals your power source. Your freeze equals a boundary being crossed. She doesn't lie. She doesn't guess. She knows. What if you stopped trying to force clarity and instead felt your way into it? Here's the move. Instead of asking, what should I do today? Ask, what would feel so good to have done? That one question alone will change how you lead, how you create, how you sell. Because we're not here to perform our way into results, are we? We're here to receive our way into overflow. And when you're anchored in aliveness, selling doesn't feel like pitching. It feels like inviting. Creating doesn't feel like grinding. It feels like channeling. Launching doesn't feel like pressure. It feels like pleasure. Aliveness is the metric now. If it doesn't turn you on, it can't turn them on either, can it? So let's get dropped in, shall we? Let's take this from concept to code. Close your eyes, unless you're driving, of course, then come back to this later. I'd love for you to take a deep, deep breath in. Let it be deep, let it be sexy, let it be sensual. Exhaling it out. Now imagine you've just had your biggest month yet. Not just in revenue, but in resonance. You felt so creatively expressed, so deeply held by your business, so turned on by your own genius. You weren't pushing, you were playing. You certainly weren't hustling, you were humming. See her, your future self, the one who's already done it. Where is she sitting? What's she wearing? What does her calendar look like? How does her body feel after a workday? Ask her this. What did you prioritize to become me? And listen. Because her answers won't be strategic. They'll be sensual. And now ask her, what did you stop tolerating? Let that hit. Maybe she stopped launching from her head. Maybe she stopped saying yes to offers that didn't honor her body. Maybe she stopped hiding her softness, her chaos, her magnetism. And now, drop into this question. What do I already know? It's time to embody. Take a deep breath and let that answer land. That is the only to-do list you need today. Let's talk about the freeze. You know the moment when you're staring at the screen, second guessing everything, the offer, the post, the delegation, the price, the point. Here's the truth. That's not resistance to work. That's your nervous system gripping the masculine timeline, afraid that if you soften, you'll lose your edge. But here's the plot twist. Are you ready? Your edge isn't in your effort. It's in your expression. You don't need to push to be powerful. You need to remember how to receive. So when you catch yourself spiraling into it's not working, pause. Ask, what would feel beautiful to have done? What would my future self be proud I moved toward today? What creates a sense of aliveness within me? What if I let this be easy? Because my friend, strategy is literally only 5% of the game. The other 95%, it's energy, it's story, it's embodiment. It's the nervous system and subconscious change work that I am literally obsessed with. And when you shift that, your entire business shape shifts to meet you. Your feminine is not a vibe. She's not a photo shoot aesthetic. She's not even your brand. She's the blueprint, the foundation, the holy ground your empire gets to rise from. So here's your real business plan. Dance before you write the content. Rest when your body says no. Let inspiration be your project manager. Let pleasure be your launch strategy. Let play be your path to profit. This isn't frivolous. This is feminine intelligence in action. You build wealth at the speed of your safety. And nothing creates more safety than coming home to your own body. So here's your invitation. Before you move back into your day, before you check your to-do list or try to figure anything out, touch your skin. Breathe into your belly. Ask, what would feel exquisite to create from here? And then follow it. Follow the aliveness. Let your body lead. Because you are the oracle. Your body is the business plan. And when you move from her wisdom, you don't just build a brand, you build a legacy. I love you, and I'm so grateful to be here with you. Until next time, I'll see you on Dropped In. Most people think scaling is about doing more. More strategy, more hours, more effort. Your success isn't about how hard you work. It's about how well your nervous system can hold what you're building. If your body is stuck in survival mode, no strategy in the world will make scaling feel sustainable. You'll stay in this cycle of overthinking, self-sabotaging, pushing harder while getting nowhere. Not because you don't know what to do, but because your system isn't wired to receive what you're working for. That's why I created the Inner Pharmacy Playbook. 143 power pages of real, high-level strategy to regulate your nervous system, rewire resistance, and finally step into momentum that sticks. Because you weren't meant to build your empire through exhaustion. You were meant to build it with ease, clarity, and power. And that starts here. Go to the show notes and grab your copy of the Inner Pharmacy Playbook, because the next level of your business is not about grinding harder. It's about becoming the version of you who can hold it all.